from Booker T. Washington over 100 years ago. And it's just amazing when you see the reignition of racial tensions in America by the Democrat Party, by the media, and by design. And then when you want to call it out for what it is, you're considered a racist. And they're really pushing it right now, ladies and gentlemen, with the George Floyd deal, which is continuing to be a setup. Yes, George Floyd died. Yes, the officer killed him. Yes, it's bad. The officer belongs in jail. But the whole thing has been a setup to start these riots and to start whatever's coming on the other side of these riots. But now you see on Twitter, they're back to pushing the Ahmaud Arbery story. I mean, how dumb is this? Investigator testifies man who shot Ahmaud Arbery was heard saying a racial slur. So there you go. Racism, folks. It's all about racism. It's all about getting the racial tensions. And you know, I saw this before, but I never really thought to add it into everything, but I will today. How is it that just 2 days apart in Minneapolis and in Paris, you have the exact same event happening with a white officer kneeling on top of a black individual's head? Now, again, this whole Floyd thing is going to continue to get more out of control as the medical examiner has now said that Floyd had the coronavirus. But think about this. And there's going to be more police footage, and it's whenever they announce whatever happens to these officers after their trials and everything. I mean, it's all going to be crazy, folks. And they're building it up right now to have the second wave. The real second wave is going to be the riots, not the COVID. They may try to bring that back up, but that's been a massive embarrassment for them in the media. But think about this. As the George Floyd memorial service was held today in a large arena, looked like some sort of an opera house or theater, probably held maybe 500 to 1,000 people. I'd say at least 100, maybe 200 showed up. So George Floyd is allowed to have a funeral and memorial services, but you, the average American, you don't. See, you're a scumbag, and you are a suspect of carrying a deadly virus known as the corona, which George Floyd had, but he died of a white racist, you see. Had nothing to do with his drug use or his criminal history or his resisting of arrest. It was all about racism. And see, you bought into it. And so now the rioters are out in the streets, and we've had at least 20 killed in the process of the riots, including police officers. And by the way, that number of police officers is up to 4. You know, it's sad. I thought about this analogy the other day because I'm having more and more people reach out to me saying, hey, you're not as crazy as I once thought. Specifically people from this old radio station where I got my first show that was just mine. I would go on late nights and they would listen. They just think I was nuts. But, you know, we were all friendly. They weren't political. And they're all like, wow, like I used to think you were nuts. But now I'm like getting a gun. I'm like getting prepped. I'm like, what? The news is all fake? They're like, how do you see this? And I'm like, imagine being on a merry-go-round. And so you get on the merry-go-round and it's spinning, and you might not know all the things that are around the merry-go-round because the merry-go-round is spinning and it is perpetually increasing in speed. But after you've gone through the first 10 revolutions and 20 revolutions, you kind of see, you know what you're seeing as you're going around. And you're like, oh, okay, that tree passes that house that has that chimney that has, and then that bush, and then there's that dog, and then you have the full picture. And even though it keeps getting faster and blurrier as people hop on and they can't see it, you've already been seeing it for so long, you already know the picture. You already know the revolutions. And so they're just hopping onto the merry-go-round like, well, this is all a blur to me. And you're like, no, that's a brown spotted dog right there. And then they come back around and they see it. You're like, whoa, how did you know that? It's like, man, I've been on this merry-go-round. I've ridden this ride before. That's all it is, folks. InfoWars has been on this ride for 20 years. That's why we're the cutting edge.
Hell, the United States is under attack. Our country's not perfect, but it's our nation and has a Bill of Rights and Constitution. It's been very successful and has been the #1 country where the average person has a chance to become successful and to become happy and to live out their dreams. Powerful multinational corporations that exploit exploit human populations all over the world to levels beyond any horror movie or H.P. Lovecraft novel are the very ones now setting up this tyranny in America, and knowing that we care about race relations and knowing that we care and that we have a basic Christian ethos still, they play on that and say, you're racist, you're bad. And when out of 350 million people, something sad happens to somebody at the hands of police officers like George Floyd, even if they're all charged and even if they all go to prison, it doesn't matter. It's your fault because you're white. But it's white billionaires controlling things saying that. They want to divert from their crimes, their corruption, their illegal surveillance of the population on to telling us that we're all individually bad. And now after 3 months of a lockdown and top scientists coming out and saying COVID-19 is a giant hoax designed to destroy the economy, now they move on to destroying the economy with looting and rioting and race war. It is absolutely evil. And now Senator Cotton of Arkansas has come out and said that President Trump is absolutely right. We should invoke the Insurrection Act because all over the United States, more than 20 states run by blue governors and blue cities say riot, kill, attack, and will not call out the National Guard, so the police are overwhelmed. This is an attempt to further stall the economy and bring down the country, and this will hurt the most disadvantaged Americans the most, and this is a diabolical crime that absolutely must be punished. The Justice Department has announced it's opening a criminal investigation of who's behind Antifa. Soros and Alexander Soros and these organizations they fund, like refusefascism.org, are the groups that run this. We have all the documents. We have all the proof. Friends of Democracy. These are the organizations that operated under Obama and the Clintons with impunity and are engaging in a massive criminal takeover. But we've got General Mattis and George W. Bush and George Will that said he didn't care about the primaries for Trump, that it should be overridden because the plurality of the people didn't matter. These are monsters, and they're launching this attack on you and your rights and your freedom. And they're deadly dangerous. So see the chessboard and see that they're using you as a pawn, and decide not to play their game. Expose the entire game with the truth, with the justice, with freedom. But I just want listeners to know, and I want you to understand that without your support, we're not going to be here. And we are running a sale that absolutely will end on Sunday, and then it's over. It is the flash 60% off sale that I launched on Monday. It's the biggest sale, not just of this year, but arguably the biggest sale we've ever done, because across the board, all of these amazing supplements are 60% off right now. Super Male Vitality, Knockout Sleep Support, Brain Force, Biotrue Selenium, Chill Force, Ultimate Krill Oil, Emmerich Essentials, Hand Sanitizer, Organic Oils, DNA Force Plus, Living Defense Plus, Turbo Force. Many of those we've never had at 60% off. That's how we fund this operation. They're great products. Get some t-shirts while you're at it. It's all there at InfoWarsStore.com, and that's how you fund the Second American Revolution and get high-quality products. So thank you all for your support. Please take action now.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of things up our sleeves here at InfoWars. And it's all possible with your support at InfoWarsStore.com. In fact, I didn't even mean to do this. I was just working on something in the break, but I have my Turbo Force drink that I just mixed right here. Sorry for being obnoxious, but I just mixed it here on air. And I got my Brain Force Plus right here, so I might as well just expose myself right now. I was going to do this in the break, but I didn't have time, so I might as well just expose myself right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I am on performance-enhancing drugs. I know this is a taboo thing. There's a whole stigma about it, but I have to come out. I have to be honest. I'm on performance-enhancing drugs, and it's the Brain Force Plus from InfoWarsStore.com. I have nothing to hide. In fact, I'm gonna even probably overdose today, and I'm gonna take 3 Brain Force Plus capsules instead of the recommended 2. And so I'm gonna chase it with the Turbo Force from InfoWarsStore.com. By the way, it's all on sale. So you're witnessing, I mean, this is a talk show host taking performance-enhancing drugs, okay? So this is like watching Barry Bonds take the shot of steroids to the ass, or, Mark McGwire take the steroid pills or whatever it was, them rubbing the clear on the, the cream and all that stuff. So this is me, though. You're like watching the best baseball players take their steroids right now. You're watching me take my performance-enhancing drugs. So I'm sorry, but I'm just that transparent, folks. I'm not here to talk about the future. I'm here to take performance-enhancing drugs in the present. So there you go. That's my secret. That's all you need to know. And you can also be performance enhancing by going to InfoWarsStore.com for yourself, getting the Brain Force Plus, getting the Turbo Force, the bodies, the DNA Force Plus. It's all at InfoWarsStore.com. The Super Male Vitality. You know what? Super Male Vitality is so great. I think we're going to have to do something special with the Super Male Vitality. In fact, I'm making an executive decision right now. I am such a fan of the Super Male Vitality, and I want you to try the Super Male Vitality so much that we're going to come up with something here, and we're going to really promote Super Male Vitality because it's amazing. Because here's the thing. We've got American men that are just totally cucked in this country. I mean, it is a damn embarrassment. Chicken-necked, pale-skinned, weak-kneed, pathetic cucks. Now, most of them happen to be liberal, but that's a separate story. You don't want to be that guy, okay? You want to be the guy that's working 12 hours a day. You want to be the guy that's fit. You want to be the guy that gives off the alpha male vitality essence. And you can do that with Super Male Vitality. So we're gonna really be promoting the Super Male Vitality from here on out because I want you to take advantage of it. And it's on sale right now, by the way. Okay, I got a ton of news. My biggest regret right now so far this week is that I haven't taken any phone calls. And I really want to take phone calls today. I just don't know if I'm going to have time. I may be able to tomorrow. And I may just have to make an executive decision to just extend the war room another hour. And I haven't done the due diligence to meet with some of the other program directors and stuff around here to see if we can do that because this crew is already working 3 other shows. But it's getting to that point where I've way so much to get to and we need to be going to your calls and we're not doing it near enough. So I'm not going to waste any more time pontificating on that. I just want you to know I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about you. And I know that that's something that you're probably wondering, why aren't we taking more calls? So I'm going to try to take calls today, but I have so much to get to and so many great guests. Now, I want to say this before I move on. You may have seen Attorney General Barr today giving his press conference. I thought this was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen from Attorney General Barr. And it's clear to me now that the only person inside Trump's campaign, the campaign and the administration. In fact, I shouldn't say only. There's really 4 people. In fact, I haven't been giving them one of them credit, but that's because he speaks for himself. The others will never get credit. But there's 4 people in Trump's camp that understand how to control a narrative. No one else gets it at all. They fail every time because it's either a pass or a fail. They fail every time. The only 4 people in Trump's camp / administration that understand how to control a narrative is Don Jr., Donald Trump, Hope Hicks, and Stephen Miller. I mean, you could argue Kayleigh McEnany, but that's not really her goal. She's just out there dealing with the press every day. Those 4 individuals understand narrative control. The rest of them don't get it. They couldn't even find it on a map. They couldn't even define it. It's like they don't even know what the hell's going on. And so part of me sits back and thinks, well, maybe that's just because they don't watch TV. Maybe that's simply because they don't watch TV. They don't see the narratives. But in this day and age, you have to understand narrative control. And so for Bill Barr to get up there on that platform and basically just cater to the left political correctness mob was pathetic. Hey, I don't mind talking about the police brutality. I don't mind talking about the Antifa. Good job. Why didn't you bring up the total corruption of the Obama administration? Why did you not use that to say, hey, we've got lawlessness happening at the grassroots, activists in the streets, and we've got it in literal political campaigns and presidential cabinets? And folks, I've got all the stories. Obama officials caught engaging in the domestic terror. Democrat lawyers caught starting fires, the daughters and sons of Democrat politicians in Antifa. I mean, I should almost do a whole show where I just have police call in because the police see all this happening. And one of the biggest discussions happening right now is, what are you going to do with Democrat cities? Is it time to just let them burn? But I'm going to talk about that with Henry Davis coming up. But folks, it's such an important time for Trump to control the narrative right now. And he has America behind him, and he could steer the narrative any way he wanted, but he still placates to the leftist mob and the mainstream media, which are never his friends and never will be his friends. How are you not hammering the fake pandemic right now? Where's Fauci? How are you not asking where Fauci is? Where's Fauci? He was on TV every damn day. Social distance, wear a mask, deadly virus. We've got damn riots in the street. This is going to be the 10th night in a row where thousands of people across the nation are shoulder to shoulder in crowds. No Fauci, no Birx, no CDC, no World Health Organization. And we don't even call it out? We just let them get away with it. And by the way, is it not more clear than ever that this whole thing is to crash the economy ahead of the 2020 election? I mean, it's all political. But if you didn't already know that the Washington Post is your enemy, folks, they're making it more clear every day. Look at this headline. Armed white residents, because, it's all about, your skin color. Armed white residents lined Idaho streets amid Antifa protest fears. The leftist incursion was an online myth. Ladies and gentlemen, the looters and the rioters and the protesters may be from a bunch of different political ideologies, but I can guarantee you this, none of them are Trump supporters. There isn't a damn single Trump supporter out there because you know why? They get chased out. They get beaten. They get threatened. So to sit here and act like there's any sort of Trump support or right-wing conspiracy behind this is the most ridiculous thing. But to sit here and act like Americans, armed Americans protecting their property are criminals, see, that's the attack. Oh, and by the way, Snapchat just said they're going to remove Donald Trump's content. Did you hear that?
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge. At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours. Your government thanks you for your participation.
We played a lot of purge games this evening. We have just one more. It's called Mommy's Choice. Which one of you will survive this year's purge?
The soul of our country is at stake. The purge targets the poor and the innocent.
Blessed be America for letting us purge and cleanse our souls. Join me as we eliminate evil. Purge and cure. Purge and cure.
InfoWars. The most banned network in the world.
Now, let me tell you how we finance the armored vehicle to cover protest and the reporters and the crew and the great people. It's you buying products. Wear an InfoWars shirt loud and proud. You'll meet a lot of great people. Don't wear it in the blue area, they'll try to kill you. And we have this big flash sale, the biggest we've run since December. It's going to have to end. 60% off across the board flash sale. Super Male Vitality, amazing, 60% off. Knockout Sleep Support, very powerful, 60% off. Brain Force Plus, our top seller overall, never done, 60% off. BioTrue Selenium, amazing, from the mustard seed, 60% off. Chill Force, again, you want to relax at the end of the day and take care of that anxiety, it does a great job for me. Ultimate Krill Oil, close to selling out, still, never before done, 60% off. Survival Shield X2, never done this, 60% off. Emmerich Essentials hand sanitizer with essential oil, 60% off. DNA Force Plus, never done this, 60% off. Living Defense Plus, amazing to flush out unwanted visitors, 50% off. Turbo Force, 10-hour clean energy, never done, 60% off. But we're getting everything sold now. About to sell out of InfoWars Life, vanilla coconut protein bars, very close to selling out. InfoWarsStore.com. It's not because we're not selling the products. We'd sell these the next few months. I'm gut level. Think things are so bad, just get your orders in. We ship the next day. I've got articles here out of CNBC. CNBC about. Unsold truffles tell tale of 3.4 trillion food chain locked, where almost all the food is rotting around the world. You see this graph? It's down over 90%. Yeah, you should get storable food right now on InfoWarsStore.com as well. They have instituted Armageddon financially. And we have had it so good so long. It's kind of like you've got a tenth of a tank and you got to drive 50 miles. You're like, oh, I'll get there. All of a sudden your engine goes... The engine is running out, folks. We didn't make it. Okay, so it's a crash landing, and all I'm telling you is get your storable foods, get your supplements, get your water filtration. If you want to wear an InfoWars shirt during the revolution, I'm not sure in 3-4 months we're going to be here for you to get this. I mean, definitely, I'll be sending emergency videos to everybody that signed up for the free email at InfoWars.com/newsletter. But seriously, that's the only way you're going to be able to talk to us. This is total end of days insanity. This is the New World Order's major move. This is like nothing before you've seen. You need to get your storable foods now. You need to get the supplements, 60% off now. We're probably going to beat this. We're probably going to turn the corner. I'd give it about a 60% chance we're going to win. And then we're still in a bad situation.
Since the beginning, Secret 12 has been one of our most popular formulas. Now, we're bringing you an all-new version to help you reach your energy peak. Ultra 12 from InfoWars Life takes advantage of the most effective and expensive form of B12 available, methylcobalamin, to provide you with twice the B12. Ultra 12 can help make DNA, support the body's energy production, and help produce healthy blood cells while assisting proper nervous system function. Take advantage of the superior form of B12 and head to InfoWarsStore.com today.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the Resistance.
Trigger warning. This broadcast contains subject matter that may offend liberal snowflakes. It's The War Room with Owens Schroyer.
Watch the live stream at band.video.
I got a call from this guy I've been knowing all my life. And he's a hood supporter also. He said, man, I'm so fed up. I'm so frustrated. Come on, man, let's just go out here and protest. Let's go out here and do something, man. You got a big voice, Henry. Come on, man. Come stand with us, brother. Come, let's tear up some shit. I said, man, I'm finna tear up.
All right, we got to pull out of it. It's my fault. We didn't censor it. Damn it, man. Damn it, damn it, damn it. See, I'm doing so damn much, dude. I can't even do things right. And, you know, I gotta say, too, for my next guest, Henry Davis, you know, iron sharpens iron. And this, it's just funny that this happens because when Henry and I were talking earlier, he was like, hey, man, he had to check me a little bit. He had to check me a little bit. And so I respect Henry for that. But this is it. It's like, man, I can't even do my own show right. It's like I can't even censor a video. And I wanted to air this video, folks. Maybe we'll air it next. A hilarious video that Henry put out. Anyway, Henry Davis is with us again here. Finally, Henry Davis has come back to the InfoWars War Room is Raw. But Henry is from St. Louis. And so I wanted to get Henry on today because I know he's going to understand this as good as anybody else. And it's sad that we saw this coming, Henry. But I was with one of my crew members. I think it was Monday night, and I said, oh boy, there's about to be a turf war in St. Louis. Police are going to get shot and killed. This is not good. It has nothing to do with George Floyd. And so that's exactly what's happened now. But it's just a case in point of how this is also predictable. So, you know, Henry, talk about what's going on in St. Louis. It's not even about George Floyd. And talk about how larger with the aggregate, how this is just, this whole protest thing has turned into nothing more than just rioting and looting, and any protest is now drowned out.
Yep. What's up, Owen, baby? STL in the house, 314 player.
Hey, it's good to be back, and you got your 2020 Triumph shirt on.
Let me commend you and your producers for having me on. Don't too many people want me on their show because, you know, I give it to them raw 100 and uncut. But you see my cat Dirty in the background. What's up, Dirty? Hey, Dirty. Dirty. That's Dirty.
Yeah, we always knew you had pussy around.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you get that one off. Because that is true. But anyway, man, they tripping here in St. Louis, man. Man, I just did a live on Facebook about I was gonna go pawn my TV. You know how we go to pawn shops. Say, look, I want to pawn my TV, and the damn pawn shop done been looted. Now I'm not really upset about the fact that I'm a little upset about I can't pawn the TV, but I'm really more upset about it was all black staff, all black people working there, and now they can't go to work because some people want to take advantage of this situation just to do what they what they want to do. It's not even in St. Louis. It's right now. What's hot in St. Louis? It ain't even got nothing to do with George Floyd. Rest in peace. It has nothing to do with him. Right now, it's about tennis shoes, TVs, and weed. That's what it's about. They want some tennis shoes, they want them some TVs, and they want them some hair weed. You got any of those three things popping in the hood, you good to go. The hell with what happened to the tragically with our brother George and all this other political stuff. These folk is taking advantage of this situation for their own personal gain. And not only that, we're under curfew here in St. Louis. When it get dark, ain't nobody outside. If police see you outside, they're gonna mess with you. Majority of the time, not everybody, but majority of the people that's outside after midnight ain't really up to no good. And let's just go and keep it 100. The majority of the people, that's how it look in St. Louis. That ain't St. Louis, but that's kind of how it look at night. Because people don't do that in the daytime in St. Louis. That look like a mall right there. Yeah, they ain't gonna do it in daytime in St. Louis. It's gonna be at nighttime. It's gonna be real dark. And then when the police show up over to one scene, they all just gonna get in their car and go over to the next place. So it's rough here, man. It's rough, man. They shooting at police getting shot.
It's 4 now in St. Louis, isn't it? 4 police plus David Dorn, the retired officer.
Yep. The 4 police just got injured, but David Dorn showed up on the scene. Yeah, that's it right there. That's it. They clowned that night. You can see if you really look closely, you can tell which cars are shooting. I ain't trying to rat nobody out, but if you really look at the video, you can see the cars that shooting. But
yeah,
anyway,
well, we don't need you getting in trouble here. I mean, I know how it is.
No, because I ain't no snitch. I ain't no snitch. But the point I'm making is yeah, man, this guy rest his soul, Donald. I think his name Donald Dorn.
David Dorn.
He was David. I'm sorry, David.
No, but it's that's kind of the point. It's like nobody talks about David Dorn. There's no media coverage. There's no his life doesn't matter. I mean, he was a real hero. We've got all these murals of George Floyd across the nation. Say which one about him. David Dorn was a true hero. He served and protected his community for 30 plus years. He gave his life, tried to help out a friend. I mean, that's a hero. He had a family. He was a good father. I mean.
Yeah, and he was a police chief, I think, one of the counties out here at one point in time. He was a police chief for one of the one of the counties like Breckenridge or something. I'm Berkeley, one of them. I'm not absolutely sure, so don't nobody go fact checking. I know he was a police chief for one of these little bitty municipalities out here. Then he retired, and now he was Lee's Pawn and Jewelry, and that's like one of the biggest pawn shops here in St. Louis. Speaking of pawn shops, that's one of the biggest pawn shops here in St. Louis. And while they were looting it, he showed up, to check out the situation because, he's a friend of the owner. And, I think, they go a long way back, whatever, whatnot. And they kill him. Now, this is what we have to understand. I don't care if it was David Dorn. I don't care if it was Malcolm X. I don't care if it was Lindsey Graham. Whoever would have showed up to stop them people from getting their TVs or whatever, they would have suffered the same fate. So let's just be clear about that. He wasn't targeted because he was a police officer. I think he was in plain clothes, if I'm mistaken.
Actually, I may actually have a point of disagreement because he did have a shirt. Now, he wasn't in uniform, but I believe his shirt said Blue Lives Matter on it. Now, we'll have to double check that, guys.
I don't know. But my thing.
But you're still right. I mean, he just tried to stop crime. Anybody who tried to stop crime would have been shot for sure.
That's all I'm saying. I don't care if his shirt said Black Lives Matter. If you try to stop somebody from coming out that pawn shop with a 72-inch TV, they're gonna pop you. It's just that simple.
But is David Dorn's his name all over the media in St. Louis today? I mean, is he on the front page of papers? I mean, is anybody talking about him?
No, he was on. I looked at the news last night. They do a little quick, and a retired police officer was killed at Lee's Pond and Jury. They always say they're looking for more information. As more information comes in, they'll give it to the public, that kind of thing. But it's not like, ain't nobody marching for him.
No marches, no murals and no parades,
Nah, not for him. They got some balloons down there in front of the pawn shop. They got some balloons out there. You know how they always put some balloons and stuff out there. And again, please don't. I don't want nobody to get it twisted to make me feel that, to make me to where I'm coming across as being insensitive or anything like that. This is the norm in St. Louis, and it's sad because this is what goes on in this. It's the norm. People get killed every day. People get shot every day, and all of that. So this is the norm in St. Louis. So I sympathize with the family. I mean, I hurt for the family and all of that. But there's nothing really that I can do. Without, how can I say this, being aggressive. I can go out here and burn up some buildings. I can go out here and walk down the street and say Black Lives Matters and no justice, no peace, but it does no good.
But you know what? You said something to me earlier, and this is what we can do on the other side of the break, because we're about to go to a break here. But you said something to me earlier on the phone. You said, you're thinking about moving out of the area. You're thinking about leaving St. Louis, which is not fun for people that grow up and live in St. Louis. There's our heart is there, but it really is getting bad. And I think the larger question is this, Henry. It's when do we decide? When do we, as America lovers, decide we're leaving these Democrat cities, folks? Because the truth of the matter is the Democrat cities, they're dead, folks. It's a rotting corpse. We've been playing on these dead cities playgrounds for too long. It may be time to just get out and let them burn.
My sales pitches are always honestly what's going on. So when I tell you something's selling out, it means it's really selling out. When I tell you something is at 50% off, it's 50% off. When I tell you something's 70% off, it's 70% off. 8-pack Power Stack, I thought, would be our new super product because market research showed people like AM, PM packs where you have in the morning and in the evening, the packs you take and people get everything they need at one shot. And this was very expensive for us to make. This is the highest quality. Each box of this is very expensive for us to make. There are other ones out there where you can get a box of this stuff for, $5. Instead, it cost us like $25 a box. And then you got all the other expenses, the warehouse, the crew, all of it. So when I tell you I'm selling this at cost, it's at cost at 70% off. And it's the sleeper product. Now, since I put it on Mega Sale, we went from having a lot of it because they double ordered it too. For whatever reason, a mistake was made. They ordered twice as much as I said to order. Now we've sold it down to about 30% of the stock we have. I don't know if I'm going to reorder this again because it was so expensive to make. But if you want something for your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, especially the elderly, for your mom and your dad, where they won't forget to take it. You got the AM pack, you got the PM pack, and it's got 13 different capsules of the highest quality, everything in here. The fish oil, the multivitamins, 13 pills. You need to go read about AM, PM stack. This is the best deal we've got. And I was talking to the sales guys yesterday. They said, yeah, we're down to about 30% of this. Do you want to reorder it? And I said, I don't know if I'm going to reorder it, but I'm going to sell it for another week or so at 70% off. Then we're going to go to 60% off so we at least make like $10 and can fund ourselves in the future. But this is at cost. In fact, you factor in everything. This is below cost. But if you want to experience AM, PM, 8-pack Power Stack, take it in the morning, throw it in your lunchbox. You take it in the afternoon, the evening. It's got fish oil for AM and PM. It's got a nice, healthy sleep aid as well, so I wouldn't take that pill until you're ready to go to bed. This is really an amazing product. And 5 of the pills are proprietary, really souped up special things we came up with. So this is one of my ideas, and usually my ideas do really, really great. This idea did not do that great until I sold it at cost, and now people are getting it. So if you want the AM PM stack, 8-pack Power Stack, it is available at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're freaking interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not freaking humans, okay? You'll never defeat the human spirit. You'll never defeat God. You'll never win. It is part of my essential regimen every single day to take X3. I personally like it better than X2 with my physiology. It's all personal preference and what you personally experience. But clean iodine is not a joke, so consult your physician before you take it. Do your own research. But right now, it's 60% off at InfoWarsStore.com. InfoWarsStore.com. Get X3 while you still can.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
I got a call from this guy I've been knowing all my life. And he's a hood supporter also. He said, man, I'm so fed up. I'm so frustrated. Come on, man, let's just go out here and protest. Let's go out here and do something, man. You got a big voice, Henry. Come on, man. Come stand with us, brother. Come, let's tear up some. I said, man, I'm finna tear up some right now. He said, that's what I'm talking about, man. I've been waiting for you to get ready. I've been waiting for you to get ready. What you finna tear up? I said, man, this leg. He said, leg. I said, man, this mother turkey leg. Turkey leg. He said, man, you talking about eating? I said, no. I'm talking about tearing up and shit. And then he said, a turkey leg. I said, yeah, and his partner too. He said, what's his partner name? I said, his partner named Sweet Corn. Or Sweet Corn. He started laughing. I said, it ain't funny. Because I'm finna punch this fruit punch in the face. He said, man, go ahead on, man. I said, I am.
All right, folks, the whole crew is laughing here. I can't tell you, I laugh every time I watch this. And, it's just so great to have voices like Henry's out there. And he uses humor, plus he understands the political issues, too, so he can comment on those. He understands and gets involved in local issues. And it's really a rare breed, and so we're glad to have Henry Davis on with us. Yes, Henry, your video did go viral, and it got my attention. It did work. And by the way, Henry, just like we sell shirts and hats, Henry sells shirts and hats. 2020 Triumph. You can't sell Trump without Triumph. So look, we get all these guests on, and we need voices like Henry out there. We need voices like the guest we had on yesterday, another guest, because who knows, folks? They try to silence everyone, but they can't. They can't silence all of us. They can try, but they can't.
Right.
And so that's the key. But Henry, let's get back into what we were talking about, because you were saying how you're thinking about moving out of St. Louis, and I'm hearing this. This is not just a local thing with St. Louis. A lot of cities are going through the same thing. I think New York is a great example. How do you even go back to New York after this? How do you even go back into New York and open a business and work for a living when it's just totally out of control? The government doesn't care. The police can't do their job. So do we try to reform these inner cities? Do we try to reform these Democrat-run cities politically? Or do we just say, you know what? Go ahead and burn it all down. Go ahead and loot and riot and do it all, and we'll just leave. And you can it'll be like the old analogy that they use in Lord of the Flies or cartoons, where eventually once the kids get power of stuff, they realize, oh crap, we don't know how anything works.
Yeah. I don't know if just letting it burn will do any good. I have several reasons for me wanting to leave St. Louis, and I also have a couple greater reasons why I need to stay. But Owen, if I had the money, man, if I had the backing, man, I would run for mayor. I was entertaining the thought one point about a year ago, and some people that said that they were going to do some sponsorship for me, they backed out at the last minute. But I would run for mayor. I think if I could get in the mayoral, if I can get downtown in City Hall, a lot of changes can be made.
So you think it's about taking political action in the occupied cities?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Our mayor, Lyda Cruz, and she lives in a little real. You can't even come on her street unless you check in with the security guard.
Yeah, and Francis Slay was no better. He was before. He was horrible.
No, and then see, all they have to do is come out of the shell, go into the neighborhoods, and actually see what's going on. Because what they're doing is they're depending on the aldermen and alderwomen to get them the information, to get her the information, that kind of thing. And they're not in the hood. So you got a couple of them. I ain't gonna front on them. You got about one or two of them that's really, really in the hood, and he's running for mayor. One of them's running for mayor. I mean, not mayor, treasurer. He's running for treasurer. But these cities, these people that are the elected officials are the ones that can really, really make the local change. And they're not concerned about it, because you got to understand, a lot of them, like our attorney, like our, what's her name? Circuit attorney is backed by, people in high places.
Yeah, in fact, I got the story right here. Soros-backed district attorney releases prisoners. Kim Gardner, funded by Soros. Missouri Attorney General says all St. Louis looters, rioters will be released. And again, these are all people backed by George Soros.
Yeah, and that's why I couldn't get in the White House, because of her. But anyway,
oh, no kidding.
I couldn't get in the White House. Let me tell you something real quick on why I got invited to the White House last year for the Black History celebration. I raised a lot of money, bought hotel rooms for people that couldn't afford it. I was at the gate, brother. I was at the gate. When I showed them my ID, as soon as they looked at my ID, they told me step to the side and escorted my black ass out to the street. But after investigating, the only thing they said is because of my background. The only thing because of my background. But after investigating and me coming up, and I know a lot of people on the inside, come to find out that the people downtown made a phone call to the White House and told them that you're inviting a man whose son has been convicted of a domestic terrorism. You remember the whole Mike Brown thing? His son has been convicted of a domestic terrorist act, and I don't think that he should be around the president. And that's why I didn't get in the White House.
And was that Kim Gardner who made that call, you think?
I'm trying to tell you, brother. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not going to say the name. I'm saying that the people down there in that vicinity because I was all on the news here. I think you interviewed me when I was
Well, just so people understand, in case they don't know this. So Henry has, more so in the past than now, but really active in the hood, as he calls it, a hood supporter, actually trying to get people in the hood to care about the hood and, get things in the right direction. He was so attacked politically, personally. People come to his door trying to torture him. And so, so much sabotage. That's the craziest thing. It's like, once you get involved politically, like the whole system comes after you, and it's like, holy smokes.
And see, here's the thing. If I would have got in the same room with the presidency, I know Dr. Scott and Kareem Lanier, I know the people on the administration, I was going to go backstage and talk to the president and let him know about my conservative urban project, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. But because that was my agenda, I said it on the news here in St. Louis, that when I meet the president, I'm going to tell him about what we need in St. Louis, how we need some help, blah, 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 down here. And they said, I bet you won't see the president. Made a phone call, brother. I got to the White House, and they said that I couldn't get in. I say that to say, Owen, that I have been blackballed in this city. I can't get hired by any major companies. None of the trucking companies hire me. Why? Because I'm a black Donald Trump supporter. Yeah, and that's because I don't know if they're backed by Soros or none of that, but the majority of the black people, because they're blinded to knowledge, don't support Trump. So if you bring my black ass on there in this company, they think it's going to cause political this. They think I'm going to be running around with the MAGA hat and all this. And man, I'm here to just work. I'm trying to survive and feed my family. I've been blackballed in the city.
But even if you wanted to wear a MAGA hat, I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing. So Colin Kaepernick can go take a knee at a football game and he can get a $2 million Nike deal. But if Drew Brees says, hey, I don't want to kneel for the flag, but what happened to George Floyd is bad, he's the worst. He doesn't get free speech. See, liberal supremacy is the problem. They want to say white supremacy. No, liberal supremacy. They only get to speak.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I mean, look, I'm experiencing it firsthand, Owen. I'm experiencing it firsthand the effects of being black and supporting Donald Trump. Everything that I had, my house, my car, my job, my family is gone because I support Trump. That's why I want to leave. That's why I have to leave, because there's a few places hiring here in St. Louis, but you can't be a Trump supporter and you damn sure can't be black if you want that job.
And let's go 5 more minutes if you got it, because let's actually talk about that too, because a lot of people do understand actually in this audience, because a lot of people have been censored or fired or, it's cost them job too. Yeah. But I mean, folks, this is why we need people to get active. Because people need to go through this process. It's like an initiation process of understanding the real war that we're in. It's like, okay, you get politically active, and then the arrows and the slings start coming after you. The instincts and God connects with you, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm on the real battle of righteousness now.
InfoWars presents The David Knight Show, The Alex Jones Show, and The War Room with Owen Schroyer. Infowars.com/show.
We're only here because of you. In fact, their attacks, as Nietzsche said, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. They took all their sponsors 10 years ago. So I went out and re-engineered the products to sell them. And then you responded. And then they tried to take our PayPal and our accounts away, but you supported us. And I'm not a victim. I'm an overcomer. I'm a target. But what I'm saying is, I sell products that I want you to love and I want you to get a great response from, so you keep ordering them. It's a symbiotic situation. I just sell you what I would already want myself. In fact, it wasn't some calculated thing. It's just the knowledge of common sense treats you like I want to be treated, the golden rule. So 60% off across the board, flash sale, Infowars.com. Will it in today? Will it in tomorrow? It's a flash sale. It's got to end soon. There's a bunch of this is selling out. Supermel Vitality is just a bunch of known herbs that are cold pressed, so they're not heated up, so you get a big response. People love it. 60% off Knockout Sleep Aid, 9 different known herbs, deeper, better, clean sleep. 60% off Rainforest Plus, the great clean nootropic. 60% off Biotrue Selenium for the mustard seed. 60% off Chill Force. 60% off Ultimate Krill Oil, the great things it does with the vitamin D3 and beyond. There's not just stuff in the vitamins that comes with it. That 60% off. Survival Shield X2, 60% off. A lot of these products have never been 60% off, like krill oil. Nemric's Essentials hand sanitizer with organic essential oil, 60% off. DNA Force Plus, never done this, 60% off. Living Defense Plus, that's so good to flush out all the unwanted visitors, 60% off. Turbo Force, 10-hour clean energy. Tri-iodine, all of it, 60% off. Hell, 8-pack Power Stack, 70% off. That's at cost or below it. InfoWarsStore.com. Get products while you still can. Get an InfoWars t-shirt. Get a piece of history. I don't know how long I'll be around, folks. Seriously, stay with us.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
The fight for the future is now. This is The War Room with Owen Schroyer.
Watch the live stream at band.video.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more segment with Henry Davis here. Follow him on Twitter at Henry Hood Davis. And yes, folks, because of his ardent support for Trump in the hood, he's pretty much been blackballed and bullied and intimidated. He doesn't silence himself, but the community has tried to silence him. Soros-funded lawyers have tried to silence him. So basically, he's just at the point of trying to sell hats and shirts that say Trump on it. It's like free market for Henry. That's basically all he gets now. So, they'll probably eventually take away his Twitter too, because how much they love black people and having them speak up, because that's, if you support Joe Biden, that is. But Henry, talk about that. Talk about, for a Trump supporter, because we see it physically in videos when a Trump supporter goes to an event that's a Democrat event, and they get assaulted and spat on and stuff. But like, that's just a physical representation of what happens in the personal life behind the scenes, losing the job, friends, family members, and all this stuff. So, I mean, really, people have put everything on the line for Trump. And I think that's why sometimes we get frustrated with the man, because we've lost everything and we're just looking for some fight back.
But that won't happen. That don't happen to me. I wear my stuff, man. This is my outfit for the day. That don't happen. Now, I wouldn't go to the looting with this on. Come on, let's just be smart about it. I wouldn't go watch people looting stuff with this on.
What are you talking about? They said that it's all Trump supporting white supremacists on the media.
No, not in St. Louis, player. Not in St. Louis. Ain't no white people breaking in nothing here.
They wouldn't be caught dead at the scene. There might be, actually.
Ain't no white people breaking in nothing. White people protest in the daytime downtown St. Louis. They do it peacefully. They do it nicely. Ain't nobody vandalizing nothing. But when the lights go off, that's when it's time to get busy. That's when it's time to turn up. But I want to say this real quick is because I really wish, I'm finna plug myself, I really wish I had a platform like you, like InfoWars or something like that, to where I can really, really show what's happening in the urban community. Because what we're looking at is we're seeing stuff that's happening in, major downtown New York, major downtown this and blah, blah, blah. It's a man got ran over by a diesel truck, got drugged all the way down North Broadway a couple days ago, died here in St. Louis. Police officers are getting shot. Retired police officers getting killed. People are breaking in houses now. People are breaking in houses. Ain't no bricks and pallets of bricks on the sidewalk here in St. Louis. This is just pure outright mayhem, because the people in St. Louis, number one, they hurting. It's hard out here, man. It's hard out here. And I support, the only reason I can walk around in St. Louis with this, is the only reason I can walk around in St. Louis with my Trump stuff on and won't nobody come up to me and try to fight me or nothing, is because they know I support the hood. They know I'm just somebody that's on CNN, Fox News, and living good and all that. They know I'm out here at the liquor store. They know I'm out here feeding the homeless. They know I'm out here giving away hygiene products. They know this kind of stuff. And that's why I can do what I do in my neighborhood. So I thank you. I love, there he is right there. I watched that live.
And that was on Broadway?
That was on Broadway, right down there, right
Going
there,
north?
55 Broadway, South Broadway. Right up, that dude right there died, lost his life trying to steal out of that FedEx truck.
Oh,
they
my
got
gosh.
banging on the windows with guns and stuff like that. Banging on the windows, man. That truck got another gear and took off, drug him all.
I mean, think about that too, Henry. Like, I'm seeing all these videos where police cars are getting their windows smashed in, and people are just trying to drive on the road, and a herd of protesters surround them, and then they speed off, and it's like, oh my God, you hit my leg. And it's like, you hopped on a moving vehicle.
You shouldn't be in the damn street trying to block traffic. But thank you. Y'all can look me up on Twitter. Support my cause, and that's because you love me. Support my cause, my PayPal link. I got Venmo and PayPal. I'm banned from Cash App. Jack Dorsey said I can't do Cash App. I'm banned from Cash App.
Oh, I love that. The guy from St. Louis, Jack Dorsey, bans the guy from St. Louis, Henry Davis. What a jerk.
I'm banned.
Henry Davis. At Henry Hood Davis, folks. It's worth a follow for the comedy, for the content, and he's just a great American.
So what's the most important part, let's say, in a bulldozer running over the globalist? The treads, the wheels, the engine, the scoop on the front, it's all very important, but the fuel is paramount, and that's my allegory. Turbo Force is vitamins, minerals, amino acids that synergistically work with 6 different natural forms of healthy, clean energy that last for 10 hours in the average metabolic system metabolism of a human. Some people get 15 hours out of it. Some people get about 8 hours. But people take this. People are taking sports. People cannot believe it's the best they've ever had because it's not hype. Nobody puts as much product into their pre-workouts, their post-workouts. You can call us whatever you want. It's a total solution. All around the best you're going to find. Turbo Force. Without you, we don't roll. With you, we surge forward together. It's like the bulldozer without the diesel fuel. If we don't have your financial support, we will be defeated. You support us and get products you already need that literally fuel your body and your mind. It's a win-win. 360 together. InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139.
We're now into the second hour of the InfoWars War Room is Raw. Tom Pappert is about to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, big specials happening right now at InfoWarsStore.com. These are the best supplements on the market for the price, bar none. InfoWarsStore.com. We've decided to have a 60% off special right now happening. Some of the top supplements you're going to find, like DNA Force Plus, 60% off. Super Male Vitality, 60% off. The list goes on and on. It's all at InfoWarsStore.com. And there's so much at InfoWarsStore.com. In fact, I just placed an order the other day to get some things. They just came in the mail. And I also got myself a brand new shower head because I felt bad. I had a house guest last week. And so in my personal bathroom, I have the top of the line elite Pro Pure water head filter. I mean, come on. I got to have the best water filter on my shower. That's a given. And so that's at InfoWarsStore.com. The problem is that's sold out. It's incredible. But like every time we mention, because the shower heads we sell are literally the best water pressure. They purify the water so you're not bathing in the fluoride and the toxins. But we did have the bronze shower head available. So I went ahead and purchased the bronze shower head for my guest room because I felt bad. I was in my bathroom taking a shower with the most elite shower head on the market. And then my guest was in the guest bathroom taking a shower with something that was clearly subpar. I mean, really, it was embarrassing. Quite frankly, it was just embarrassing for me that I would do that to a guest. So it's never going to happen to a guest in my home ever again. And so I got the Pro Pure Antique Bronze Pro Max shower filter. Antique bronze? Are you kidding me? I mean, you just say that and people just want to take a shower. They're like, oh, antique bronze shower head? I got to check that out. It's like, oh, in fact, I think I need to rinse up real quick. And then it'll be the top. I mean, the water pressure is perfect. Because look, everybody knows the water pressure, you can't, if you have bad water pressure on a shower head, you just don't want to deal with it. The water pressure from the Pro Pure shower heads is as good as I've ever seen. Like you can go buy like $300, $400 shower heads and get the best water pressure. You can get the Pro Pure filtered shower head for less than $100 and read the reviews for yourself. The reason why it's a weird thing though. This is actually the same shower head as the elite shower head. It just doesn't, as the chrome one, it just doesn't come with the hose. So the hose is the reason why the other one's more expensive. This is actually the same shower head. It just doesn't have the hose. Plus this one has the bronze finish. And so it looks even more classy. I mean, if you really want to class it up in your guest bathroom, folks, don't be an embarrassment like me. You have a guest come over, they're showering with a subpar shower head. They get out the shower to go out with you. Their hair is all messy because they can't even get water pressure. It's an embarrassment. So please don't do that to your family and friends when they come over to take a shower in your home. Get a nice shower head for them. Get the Pro Pure Antique Bronze Pro Max and the 60% off on the supplements while you're there. All right, Tom Pappert is with us now. You know, Tom, there's so much going on. I'd ask you what is the top story at nationalfile.com right now, but I think we're all kind of on the same page. But let me ask you this. How is it, guys, roll the footage, just give me some B-roll of the George Floyd memorial today with the hundreds of people in the theater. You know, I can't go to a rock show because, I could spread COVID, but, George Floyd gets to have his memorial. And then all the nurses that were dancing on TikTok telling us we're killing people if we don't wear a mask. Well, they were back out on the streets today, and they were taking a knee and cucking. And I guess spreading corona by their own words. So, it's amazing. It's amazing, Tom. The whole coronavirus hoax is totally proven. Yeah, there's the nurses today. Yesterday they were out too. But so the whole coronavirus hoax is, it's done. You can't be more done than it is at this point. But yet we're still pretending like it's a real thing. How do you analyze that? What do you make of that we're going along with something we know is a total hoax at this point?
We were just talking about this here at the National File offices, and it's mind-boggling the gymnastics these people have to go through. So you as a normal person, you can't go outside. You have to wear a mask to get a haircut. If you can even get a haircut, you're still on lockdown until the end of time. But if you simply do this, if you put your right fist in the air, and say Black Power, then suddenly you are immune to coronavirus. You can go wherever you want. You can loot, you can kill, you can murder, you can butcher a puppy on live TV. Nobody cares.
Literally. Oh my gosh, let's talk about that. No, but folks, I have to commend Tom Pappert here. He's a genius. See, I've been walking around telling people I have hypoxia sensitivity this whole time. I didn't realize I could have saved my air and just put my fist up. And that was all I had to do. Or the other one, too, is like you can't even, if you're a working American, I don't know if it's like this in Kansas, but here in Austin, if you work, you can't even go get groceries because the store is only open from like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I happen to work, so I can't get groceries. But I was thinking, because, they have the store shut down, I was thinking maybe I just go loot. Maybe I just go riot and I just walk out of there with, carrots and lettuce and some milk and bread. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'll be like, George Floyd, bitch.
No, it's absolutely true. I mean, we all saw this with Rex Jones. The guy comes in and says, I'm protesting. As long as you have that fist in the air, you can do whatever you want. But it's absolute mental insanity. And one thing that I really don't understand is how did they denigrate a profession like doctors and nurses, where 2-3 months ago, I'm like, yeah, we need doctors and nurses. They're good people. They keep us safe. They keep us healthy. Well, now we've somehow turned these people into group thinking pawns who just like clockwork will now rally for whatever social justice event we happen to need. So now we've venerated them to the extent that if there's a new thing, okay, it's Black Lives Matter this week. That's how we make, okay, nurses, assemble, 3:45 p.m., fists up. It's Black Lives Matter this week. COVID is over. Black Lives Matter. And they just do it. It's complete disgusting programming to try to get the people at home to go along with this. I don't know how they justify it. I think more and more people are waking up, especially it's coming out. I mean, we have the Project Veritas video where they're discussing how to gouge people's eyes. Well, last night, National File infiltrated an Antifa Zoom meeting where they're specifically discussing how both looting and rioting are legitimate forms of protest. They call looting redistribution of wealth. They call rioting an uprising. So this is the new groupthink, the new second think. It's Orwellian. It's bizarre, but we're all just expected to go along with this. And if you don't, then not only do you want to kill people, but you hate George Floyd, which is why I keep my fist like this 24/7 now.
And I wonder too about that nurses thing. You may be onto something. Because there's always been this weird thing I learned about this weird cultural thing about how nurses don't actually do anything. I'm not saying I believe that. I have friends that are nurses. In fact, they work long hours. I mean, it's a profession choice. Some people like it. But there's this whole weird thing about how all they do is play cards. You can go back and look at stories about this. And I'm wondering if this isn't like some new phenomenon where like they've activated nurses somehow on social media now that in their downtime have become like leftist social media activists. And because they have like the garbs, they're not doctors, but because they have the doctor garbs, it's kind of has that predictive or that programming where you kind of respond to it. Doctors obviously don't have the time. They're doing brain surgeries and other such things. But the nurses, though, the nurses apparently do have that time. And by the way, folks, just in the last minute, we'll come back and talk about this Antifa exposure. But, Tom, you mentioned we just saw them looting a cheesecake factory. They took a nice strawberry shortcake home, but that was nice. But they also looted a dog rescue. I think that was in New York. They literally strangled the dog to death. I mean, this is like, again, where's PETA? Where's Black Lives Matter over David Dorn? I mean, this has literally turned into a leftist mob riot. They won't admit it, but that's literally all this is at this point.
Well, when you see things like the National Guard kneeling before these people as they go out and loot and butcher people and kill dogs, I mean, it feels like we're in a civil war in this country.
It was in Memphis, by the way, Memphis, where they killed that dog.
And I'm not saying I want violence or I want there to be a civil war, but it feels like we're in a civil war in this country, and the aggressors are up burning and looting and rioting and raping and murdering and pillaging. We all remember the girl who was found dead after 24 hours after the call came in Minneapolis. And then the other side of the civil war, we're all just like, can I please go out and get groceries? I don't want to get shot while I try to get groceries. Can I leave my apartment? Please, please? Okay, I'll stay inside. Black Lives Matter. Fist up.
Put a mask on. And sanitize. So, I mean, I really wonder what is next. They got away with a fake pandemic. The leftist mob riots have begun. And, it's really pathetic. The media is so pathetic in this. They're so complicit. They're so guilty. And America knows. I mean, folks, there's not a Trump supporter in this crowd. There's not. If they were, they wouldn't even be allowed to exist. They'd be murdered in the street. So, I mean, this is a leftist mob Democrat riot. We called it since day one. All of America sees it at this point, and we're just wondering how to respond.
The United States is under attack. Our country's not perfect, but it's our nation and has a Bill of Rights and Constitution. It's been very successful and has been the #1 country where the average person has a chance to become successful and to become happy and to live out their dreams. Powerful multinational corporations that exploit human populations all over the world to levels beyond any horror movie or H.P. Lovecraft novel are the very ones now setting up this tyranny in America, and knowing that we care about race relations and knowing that we care and that we have a basic Christian ethos still, they play on that and say, you're racist, you're bad. And when out of 350 million people, something sad happens to somebody at the hands of police officers like George Floyd, even if they're all charged and even if they all go to prison, it doesn't matter. It's your fault because you're white. But it's white billionaires controlling things, saying that they want to divert from their crimes, their corruption, their illegal surveillance of the population on to telling us that we're all individually bad. And now after 3 months of a lockdown and top scientists coming out and saying COVID-19 is a giant hoax designed to destroy the economy, now they move on to destroying the economy with looting and rioting and race war. It is absolutely evil. And now Senator Cotton of Arkansas has come out and said that President Trump is absolutely right. We should invoke the Insurrection Act because all over the United States, more than 20 states run by blue governors and blue cities say riot, kill, attack, and will not call out the National Guard, so the police are overwhelmed. This is an attempt to further stall the economy and bring down the country, and this will hurt the most disadvantaged Americans the most, and this is a diabolical crime that absolutely